Okay, and we're live.
Awesome.
Hey, it's Sylvia from Write Your Life, and in today's video, we're going to do some writing sprints. So I'm at the library, so sorry we're a tad late, like a minute. I'm going to be setting up everything, and while I set up, Lauren, why don't you go ahead and get started and tell us what you're going to be working on today?
Awesome. No worries. So I am Ella Rutherford. Please call me Lauren. I am an independent romance author and aspiring to be traditionally published. Today I'm working on my Nanowrimo project, which is a mob romance, and it's kind of like a vacation quarantine romance. So this is my first time really implementing anything with quarantine, and so I'm excited, but it's weird. You know how it goes, just the usual. What about you, Hudson? What are you going to be working on today?
I'm Hudson, and I'm going to be trying to finish this week's world building task, which is religion and my magic system. I am pretty much almost done with the religion, but building your own religion is tough. And the magic system is, I don't even know what I'm going to do for that. So I'm like very nervous.
So you were working on the religion last week. How is that going?
So I was ahead last week. This week I am no longer ahead. It's weird. I hate it in the moment, but then like once I get in the groove, I like love it, and it feels very rewarding. It's just there's so many things that like it's more than just creating like gods and like worship. You also have to decide like what their place of worship is like and how to convert, like all the ceremonies and how they take place. And obviously I'm only doing the ones that are going to be in my story, but that's still a lot.
Are you basing it off of any like world religion, or is this going to be totally something completely new?
I think subconsciously they will be based off of things, but I'm trying to make them not. So how I'm going about it, which maybe not be right, hi Sylvia, combining religions to create new ones, because I don't want someone to read it and go, oh, this is obviously this.
Right.
And also making sure that I write each religion with people who are good and bad and not just like black and white. That is hard.
Have that shade of gray going in there.
Yes.
Hi, Bree. Hi, Rose. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I know that there's another big sprint going on right now. Dal. Hi. I saw you on karaoke last night. It was amazing. So, Sylvia, since you're here, do you want to tell us now what you're working on?
I'm behind. So like my niece who's older, she just graduated from high school. She's 18. Her and her brother came over yesterday. It was like an unexpected visit. I was very excited. So like when we were texting Lauren, I was like, oh, my niece is here. So I was like, I'm not blowing you up. I'm just thinking.
No.
Well, she just announced that she is going to be staying home for her first semester of college because she's going to college here in Colorado, and that it's just going to be easier with coronavirus. She decided to do all online classes, and then it'll be easier for her to transition because she's also dyslexic. So she still has that concern, even though she's a really good student. And so she's like, well, I think my parents and I decided it'd be better for me to start this first semester, get used to doing classes and what have you, and then transfer after we know what's happening with coronavirus, because they might send her back, you know? Yeah. So
it's a scary time for sure.
Yeah. And I had planned on like doing some more revising and like trying to get more writing, and it just didn't happen. So I'm behind, gonna play catch up, and it's gonna be fine.
You're gonna do it. Yesterday, I don't know how much online you guys were yesterday, but yesterday there were a lot of awesome live streams that I was a part of in the chat, and Dow was in one of them, and she was in a lot of them, and they did this thing called AuthorTube karaoke, and I had never heard of it. Have you guys heard of it before?
No, I didn't even know that's a thing.
So it's done by BC Brown on her channel. And what she does is it's just kind of like a break from everything writing. And she does it kind of after big major live streams. So everyone can like come on, and she gives the link out to where anyone can be backstage, and everyone chooses their own song and they sing it like karaoke style on the live stream. I thought that was so cool. So if you guys have not seen it, check it out. It's BC Brown's channel, and Dal sings a 10-minute Nightwish song, and it is awesome.
Yes, Dell has a really good voice because I've seen her I've heard her sing in other like live streams as well. So
Oh my gosh.
I'm an official co-host on Author Tube Karaoke. Oh, how fun.
That just sounds incredible. I mean, like, I would be too nervous to do it, but like, I am impressed by your guys' bravery.
Well, I mean, it's not everyone is like a great singer, but everyone tries, and so it's like fun. Like they pick fun songs, and you can like sing along, and it's just kind of like a break from everything. It was really nice.
I mean, I will say, as a karaoke watcher, I prefer when they like can't sing, but they're like really into it. That's like my favorite type of performer. So that's not my fear, they're not being able to sing. It's my lack of stage presence. That's what makes me nervous.
Oh.
Because that's the most important part for karaoke.
It's the performance.
Yeah.
Wait, what is Nightwish? Am I like do I not get it?
Nightwish is kind of like, babe, would Nightwish be a metal band or a rock band? Power metal. Nightwish is a power metal.
Oh,
I consulted my metal aficionado over here off to the left.
Oh, see, I'm gonna write that down because now I feel like ridiculous that I don't know what that means.
Well, I mean, there's just all kinds of metal. Power metal is more like, it's kind of like fast, I guess. It's like fast but melodic. How would you describe it? It's melodic and symphonic. I don't know what that means, but that's what he said.
Ghost Love Score?
Did anyone do the song Tequila? It's like a karaoke classic for some reason.
Yeah, I would be like singing. At first I was afraid. I was mad. Like those are like my kind of karaoke. Like, I don't know anything about like metal.
Okay, so funny story on the tequila. We did a open mic night for my school, for my high school, and all my kids are Hispanic. Like there's maybe like 2 white kids in the whole school. So this one kid comes up and he goes to the microphone and then he just stands there and he goes dun, 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 and then he just goes tequila. Like he just like in the most dramatic way, tequila. And it was just great. It was just, he blew the house down.
My favorite is War. Huh? What is it good for? Like that's a song I could sing.
My go-to, well, one time, so in Tokyo in LA, there's a stage in the middle of it, and you can do karaoke in front of all of Little Tokyo. Mm-hmm. And that was the last time I ever did karaoke, because I chose the song "Take a Chance on Me" by ABBA, not realizing it's 4.5 minutes long and very repetitive. And I did not have a stage presence to actually perform for a LA crowd on a Friday night in Little Tokyo.
Yeah. So Dell says Nightwish is a whole experience. I am not experiencing this. So Dell, I need to get on that. I mean, I've never heard, I don't know. I just don't have cool friends, I guess, when it comes to music. We all have like exactly the same taste. Well, no, I mean, not like you guys, because like, we don't talk about music. But I mean, my other friends that I would like go to for music, we all have the same taste, which normally doesn't happen. Like with you guys, we have all different tastes in writing, which is great because it helps me out. But I have all of like, yeah, I think we all just like the same music. I can't even think of one friend that I have that likes heavy metal or any kind of metal. Huh. I'm shamed.
What kind of music do you guys like? Like what is your like top 3 music genres?
Like anything rock? But country.
Yes, same. And you live in Texas. That's a sin, Lauren.
I know. How dare that? It's okay. I like old Johnny Cash country and like Dolly Parton, like the classics. But this stuff now, it's like, I loved her on my truck. My truck is red. My dog died. It's like I can't get into it. It's like
I don't know the modern country, but I loved the Chicks in the 90s.
Me too.
And they're
like, I don't like our president. And then she took it back. Look, I was fine with her not liking Bush, but when she was like, I'm sorry, I was like, no, you stand your ground.
But they're back now. They have a new album coming out next week.
Oh, I should. Well, see, and then like at least they don't do. The reason why I don't know about them is because they're not like Kanye West, and they're like, I'm running for president because I have an album coming out and I want to promote it. So I don't know unless you do something crazy. I don't know who you are.
No, I was watching this week. They're doing a build up to the release. So they released their 2016 concert, and it was October 2016 that this concert happened. And there's a lot of like things on the screen that are like about the presidential election. I'm like, little do you know what's about to come, but you know.
Kanye West is a goofball. Bree says, I am one of those over-the-top karaoke people. That's good to know. What does it say?
I once serenaded my cousin under
serenading people. I get so embarrassed. Okay, so like we have this one Mexican restaurant we used to where they would come in and they would sing, you know, like the mariachi bands, and those things are so annoying and just like, oh my God, please move on. I just get so embarrassed. I can't handle the serenading like that. I'm just like, oh my God.
My worst nightmare is someone wanting to sing to me. And I used to date mainly musicians, so it was like the worst.
Maybe
but
it's because I lived
Under the Sea is a great song. Who doesn't love Little Mermaid, Brie? I mean, I do. Dell says all kinds of songs are allowed. I sang in Finnish once. Wow, that's impressive. I was just talking to my nephew about Finland, and he was telling me that they actually have a lot of refugees there, like one of those like safe haven countries, which I love about Finland. It's a new fact, just for fun. Dell also says, I sang in Spanish once. Wow. So Dell, how many languages are we having here? And how are you learning this? Are you in Europe, Dell? I can't remember. I know you don't live in the US. One thing I love about Europeans is because they have so many different languages there, everyone speaks like 4 or 5 languages. We have so many languages here, but we all just speak English. Well, I only speak English. Can't even speak Spanglish. It's rough. Get mad with Clad the Lad. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. And I hope I'm not like outing you, but are you also, don't you have another handle? I want to say that you're also somebody else. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. So if you want to tell us that you're someone else, I think I know who you are, but I don't want to like out you. If you like having 2 separate worlds. Bree says, alternative rock pop. What's EDM?
Oh, Henry's into EDM. It's like it's electronic dance music. That's what it stands for.
Oh, is that kind of like house music or no? That's not the same thing.
House music would be connected to it's like a subgenre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably for me, but I love music, LOL. So Bree, you sound like you're a bar person or a clubber, because I'm neither. So I like some soft rock, like laying at home writing kind of music. I'm not a dancer. I mean, I could, but nobody would want to see that. So Dell says, I don't really like country. I'm so sorry. No, Dell, listen, you don't have to be sorry about that. Country music has let us down in this country, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I love me some Patsy Cline. I even love Garth Brooks is probably the last era when I stopped listening to country music and I had to cut it off. And I was like, no.
I mean, it's like country music, I'm pretty 99% sure was like created by Black people, and now it's like a completely different thing today. So, but no, I like Motown,
Great.
80s rock.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's like a really like random one, but British folk.
British folk?
Yeah. So like every country has their own folk music. I think you guys will hate it. It's one of those things where it's just like your Nana plays like all the time. So it's very like comforting to hear from me. But I'll send you something and be like, what the hell is this?
So Dell says, I like Finnish country, I guess, LOL. So is Finnish country also like maybe Finnish folk?
Yeah.
Would you probably call it folk music? Maybe, which is like basically just kind of telling a story, right? About where you're from, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm so bad about music. I just guess I don't think about it out loud.
Yeah, I love British folk. Oh yeah.
I don't like Finnish. What is that?
Mariachi.
Oh, sorry. This thing is so small because I don't have my external thing. I'm trying to. Sorry, Del. Mariette. Yes, no, they are. I think that they're beautiful. I think that they're fun. I know that people like that because I have anxiety disorder. They just come near me and I just get like panic attacks. I'm like, oh my God. And they like spotlight people. And I'm not a spotlight person in like real life. I'm like, oh my God, please move on to the next table.
I think maybe because I've lived in Texas all my life that I'm just used to it. I'm just like, hey, Carlos, you know, I'm like, come on over.
Del says, I lived past tense in Hungary. Now I'm living in Argentina. Oh, wow. Got you. Okay.
Oh, there are some Hungarian YouTubers that I really like watching that are all into like cleaning their homes. And I'm like, oh, this is so soothing.
Do they speak English or do you have to do like subtitles?
The mom who runs the channel speaks English.
Oh, okay. Somebody asked me the other day if I wouldn't mind setting subtitles on my planner videos. And I thought, oh, cool. And then I was like, how do I do that? They just like asked me the other day and I was like, so I gotta look it up. I wrote it down. Because
I can show you really easy after this. Because
okay.
It's just like a button.
I didn't even know like that was, I mean, I did know it was a thing because I watch, what is it, KBS, which is Korean broadcasting. I freaking love that channel. They have the most adorable little kids. It's adorable. And so they always have stuff in English, but I'm just like, I just figured they made it that way. I don't know. Okay. British folk. Yes. Oh, so Del is a fan also, Hudson. I am just lame and need to look all this stuff up.
I wonder if it's a European thing because my husband, he's from Latvia and he loves it when I showed it to him. So maybe all European folk is similar. I don't know. Dal, let me know. But the band I'm currently listening to is the Watersons. Dal, I don't know if you listen to them.
Okay, so Bree says, if you would consider me dancing in my home away from people as clubbing, then yes. Oh, I see. I get anxious in crowds, so I don't like bars, but I will go to a club on vacation, which is once every 5 years, LOL. So like I live in a rural area and I don't understand it. I don't know if you guys have one thing, maybe it's like not dancing, but because I live in a rural area and there's not like a lot of dances or clubs or bars you can really go to per se, I never learned how to dance. And I just assumed everyone went to those things and that's how they learn how to dance. But then you have like your first dance in junior high and high school and everyone just knows how to dance. And I'm like, when were we learning this? Because Sylvia did not sign up for this shit. And I'm just like, so I just never tried because I was totally embarrassed that everyone seemed to know what the hell they were doing. Because I'm just like that stupid person. I should have just went in there and acted ridiculous. What about you guys? Do you have something like that where one day you just woke up and everyone seemed to know how to do this and you were like, when did we learn that?
Yeah, read.
Lauren said, yeah, read.
Sorry, dyslexic joke.
I don't know. I feel like dating. That was mine. Where like I just woke up one day and everyone knew how to date.
That's true. I feel like everyone was coupling when I got to junior high. And I was like, when did we decide people didn't have cooties?
Yeah.
I wasn't there. Because my like age group for being an old person, we all like, we didn't, you know what happened? It was the year below us. They were all like couple people that got together, those jerks. And so all of a sudden when we got to junior high, when they got to junior high and we were 8th graders, they were 7th graders, they were all like pairing off. So then our group started doing it. And I was like, we are the leaders, not the followers. Stop it.
For me, it was when like Xanga and MySpace came out and all my friends knew how to like create their own profile and like, but not just that, the HTML text where it was like they could make their own song embedded and they could do all that. I was like, where did you learn this? Like, I don't, how? Like, how does this happen? And then I learned how to hack and that, well, at least Xanga, and then we're good.
Oh, yeah. I still don't know how to do that. Like when people watch things online, or they might not watch things online. I don't know how to do that. I still don't know.
So Dell says, no, I love it.
Ooh, welcome to all the new people in the chat. I'm seeing you in the comments.
What other language do you speak, Sylvia? Sylvia doesn't, okay, here's the thing. Sylvia grew up on a reservation in Colorado. So I live in the Four Corners area, and I still live here on the reservation. I don't know any, like, I just know the cuss words of like a couple different languages and all of the cuss words in every kind of native dialect. You know, I just did not apply myself. I think it's because my father went to Indian boarding school and was beaten until he learned English well, because he went to school in the 1926 was when he was born. So like in the 1930s. And he just didn't want us to really like learn all that stuff. I think he just decided that English was the best way to go, which is unfortunate. And as an adult, I should have just been like speaking up, but I don't really know anything, which is a bummer. So now it's my fault. What about you guys? Lauren, how's your Spanish going?
Mi Spanish es muy poquito.
But it's
muy mal y muy robótico. I can understand it. Like if someone's talking to me, I can understand it and respond back in English. But because I learned it as an adult, like it's very, I call it Peggy Hill from King of the Hill Spanish. Like it's very white. I'm like, hola, me llamo Lauren. Su hija es muy inteligente. And it's just like, it's not a good look. They just look at me like.
Oh.
In high school, I took American Sign Language, Greek, and Latin. And then when I lived in Spain, I could speak Spanish fluently. But then I'm someone who, if I'm living in an environment where everyone speaks a language, I can pick it up very quickly because I learned Greek and Latin. It just sucks because I need to learn Latvian now, and that is, the root language is not Greek or Latin. I don't know what their root language is.
Oh. But your husband is like fluent, right?
Yeah, it's his first language.
Okay.
So sometimes he'll like give me, like he'll tell me something that he means kindly, but he uses the wrong English word, and I'm like, how dare you?
I'm fluent in
translation. Story of my life.
Are you guys ready to sprint?
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you, Lauren. We're just like going crazy over here. We've already been on for 20 minutes. I'm so sorry.
I know.
Let's go through these really quickly, and then we will start a sprint. So Dell says, hang on, I don't know that band. So
and then I send him a link.
Oh yeah. Okay. We'll put a link in the, you can do that too, Hudson, because I added you. Hi, Kate. I love Kate's channel. I enjoy her. And then Dell says, hi, Kate, because Kate also joined Dell in the last sprint that I had seen them do together. I think Jace, who also is part of our Facebook group, was in that. He's pretty funny. He's the one that was talking about, oh, you weren't there. Do you remember when he made that joke about Clarissa Explains It All? In my live stream? I don't know if you were. Hey, everyone. Hi. Ali, is that how you say it? Is it Aaliyah?
Aaliyah. Yeah, she was in one of the live streams I was in yesterday, and she has a really good channel. If you're into planning, which I know you are, Sylvia, you should definitely look her up.
We are planner sisters. I'm going to find your channel, girl. We should totally do something together. Everyone loves Kate because she is awesome. I enjoy her a lot. Okay. Oh, and everyone knows Aaliyah, and I'm just like the only person who doesn't know her. Hudson added a link. So Hudson, what is this link for?
Oh, it's for the bands. It's my second favorite song of theirs. Please don't hate me if you listen to this and you're like, wait, are these goats in a blender? Like, what's happening? It's from East Yorkshire. My family's from West Yorkshire. So it is all in English. You just might not recognize this form of saying words. But I don't know how to share it in there. It won't let me.
It won't? I'm pretty sure I added you.
I mean, you probably could have. I'm probably just don't know what I'm looking at.
Okay. Okay. I'm setting up my clock now so we can start. How long do you guys want to go for? 30 since we talked for so dang long? I'm sorry.
I think that's good. No.
30 minutes. But maybe everyone's enjoying the break from the other channel, because sometimes they're still sprinting and you're like, I'm ready to talk now. Okay. And this is hard to do. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Lauren, can you go through the chat and see if we missed anything else?
Okay. Dal says, I only know one word in Latvian, palidis? Palidis?
Lauren?
The only appropriate word I know is bairns, which means child, because in Yorkshire, in Scotland, you also call children bairns, so which is very weird. Well, overlaps, but I don't know what that means.
Well, Dell, that's one more word than me. So, all right, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's get started with our first 30-minute sprint. Oops. Sorry, I have to like maneuver this. Okay, how did everyone do?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How about you guys?
Okay, I just unmuted myself. I was like, I got 524.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Ended
Not
up
too
with
shabby.
487. I had some reading back to do since I was visiting with family and I yesterday when I was supposed to be writing. So I was like, I better read this. I don't know where I am.
Yeah, I'm still working on my religion. I think the hardest question to answer is what is the meaning of life? Because there are two religions, and then within those religions, there's like subcategories. Because every culture takes the same religion, and makes it their own. Like even in our real world. So I'm like, okay, well, what's the meaning of life? And I'm asking myself this as well.
I'm just excited that we're more exciting than Popeye right now. Like, that's awesome. I don't know if you guys read Amara's comment, but her kids really like the timer.
Oh,
That's cute.
yeah. So I'm trying to read these. Okay. Dell says, I only know one word in Lafayette. So we read that from last time. I wish they would highlight these so that I could know where I was. Try not to miss any. My friend's grandma came here originally from Lafayette. Oh, see, so like I'd never heard of this before really until I met Hudson.
Well, it's
Now
weird.
Lafayette's everywhere.
There's only like 2 million people who are Salafian. So the fact that we're meeting this many is like, wow.
Yeah. Okay, and I can work with, okay, yes. I am, same, Aaliyah. Absolutely. And that's Hudson. Okay, so she gave us the definition. Probably spelled differently means thank you. Oh, so that's a good one to know.
Yeah, it was the correct spelling because I looked it up and I was like, oh, I should know this.
So wait, how do I pronounce that? I'm scared. Do it wrong.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that up while you.
Yes, we should always know how to say thank you. No, it was spelled okay. Oh, did you also meet Kate as well?
Where are we?
It says what a small. Oh, are you talking about Lafayette being a small world?
Yes.
So Dell says, so to answer that other question, I speak 3 languages with descent fluently English, Italian, and Spanish. And 2 are still a rusty work in progress, Hungarian and Finnish. That is awesome. Traveler of the world. Dell also says, and I love the sound of Icelandic. And most of my stories have some Iceland in them. So I've been exploring Icelandic too, but I don't speak it. So Dell, let me know, like, what app are you using to learn all of this stuff? Like, is this like sure willpower or what's happening here?
That's so exciting. I've been trying since high school to teach myself Irish Gaelic, but I can read it. Some of it, I just can't speak it. Hey, Megan.
Yeah. So look, there's Hudson's cousin. I remember that for the few minutes I joined your sprint, I had to like go, but I remember you're like my cousin, and we all believed you. And you're like, no, I don't really know.
You may hate this, but
That's
like,
great.
it's the same last name.
Also, I had to laugh because I saw Megan arrive. Yeah, so she's talking about the same thing. That was Brie, about being Hudson's cousin. Hello, cousin. Oh, Amara. I just love her. Amara has a great channel. You should totally check out her channel. She's like my favorite. Hi, I am here, and I brought the love bugs with me. She has adorable twins.
Hi, love bugs.
They said, hi, Sylvia. Hi. And hi, LR. But they struggle with your last name, LOL. Oh, Rutherford. Yeah, they're younger, so I bet that would be harder to say.
So
and they are waving at the computer. Oh, we were just sprinting, so I wasn't even paying attention. Darn it. I hope they get to see this part. But I did say hi in the comments. Yes, so if you're just currently joining us, we just did our first sprint because we're chatters and we talked for like, I talked for like 22 minutes and Lauren, she was on ball. She was like, let's get to sprinting. I was like, yes, that's why we're here. So you still have a couple more to go, no worries. Man, that hour.
I feel mean when I do that, but I do that even on other people's live
I
streams.
need you to do that because I'm not even paying attention. That's like the best thing about having a co-host. Like when I'm by myself, I'm like, Sylvia, what are you supposed to be doing? No one there to remind me. Oh, and thank you, Bree, for letting people know. Yes, I was busy trying to type away my life. So, well, good. Yes, we're happy to have you. I took a shower during the sprint, so I'm back now. All right, Kate, we're getting ready to do another one, I promise. Enjoy Kate's channel. Definitely check her out. I'm really bummed that you can't. Someone told me that maybe I'm just a liar, and then somebody else told me they believed that I wasn't a liar. But I thought back in the day when you were in the chats, you could click on people's little icons and go to their channel.
You can't do it anymore, but I remember doing that. That's how I could use Sylvia, because I remember clicking on yours last year and then be like, oh, cool.
I mean, I can't do it anymore. So I try to write everyone's names down. I did Aaliyah go and subscribe to you. So I'm excited. Aaliyah is new. She only has, I think, maybe 2 weeks on her belt for her channel, I think.
Oh, wow.
So definitely go check out her channel. Yeah. I'm very excited. So welcome. Yeah, but I had to like go type it in because I couldn't click on you. I only know English and broken French that I can sometimes read, but can't speak. Well, that's still, I feel like that's more than me. And I love that like people are learning French. And I wonder if you guys are learning that in high school. Because when Hudson said something about, what did you say, Greek and Latin? I was like, we didn't have those things in my public school. So
I was homeschooled then.
So. Oh, okay. That's right. I remember. Oh, so you can just like pick any language but aren't they kind of like expensive to just like, no? I don't know. Like when you go homeschooling, isn't it expensive to like pay for?
There's different types of homeschooling. So now it's a lot more structured, a lot more expensive. But when I was a kid, it was like, you just had to have someone prove that you learned something. My mom was a teacher though. So she had a bunch of stuff already. But like, it can be expensive depending on what it was. I think maths and sciences were more expensive for me and my mom because that was the stuff my mom couldn't teach. Like she was good with like English and history, and then my dad, being from England, was used to the different languages thing. So that it's very.
Okay, guys, can I tell you a quick story?
Yes,
of course.
I've been dying to tell you this for like days. Okay. So Wednesday, I went to the doctor and she was like, well, I looked over your insurance, and she was like, you can have a nutritionist. And she was like, your insurance will pay for a nutritionist. And so I was like, awesome. So she was like, okay, on your way home, hopefully the next day or later this week, they'll call you. So me and Canyon were on our way home from the doctor, and I got an unknown number call, so I picked it up, and it was the nutritionist, but we were in line for Chick-fil-A because we hadn't had lunch. So you know how the Chick-fil-A people will like come out to to your car with the little like tablets because there's like a long line.
Oh,
so no. Okay. Well, they do that to like cut the line down. So this person came over with their tablet to take our order, and I was on the phone with a nutritionist trying to give like basic information, and the guy came up to my side of the car and not Canyon's, who was driving, and he came up to me, and Canyon had to order across me. He was like, I want a chicken sandwich with cheese, no pickles. It was just like we were ordering fast food while on the phone with the nutritionist. He had to talk over me, and then Canyon said, I want a Dr. Pepper. I was like, no, actually, I want a shake. And he was like, oh, she wants a shake. And like this poor lady on the phone was just trying not to laugh. Like, she's like, you really need our help, don't you? And I was just like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, when you go to a nutritionist, because I've gone, they tend to ask you to take like at least 1, if not 3 days of what you eat, like in a diary and a journal to them so they can kind of see what your intake is and all of that stuff. Anyway, so she just was like there for like that anyway. So that's great.
She's got a live little show. It's fine.
Dude, I was like this. I thought you were going to say you were pregnant. I was like, oh my God, it's so exciting.
I wish. No, I'm going to see the nutritionist so I can get pregnant. It's going to happen.
Oh, this is so cool. I love that that's going to be like a thing that's going to happen. Wait, did I read this one? Okay, so Dell says, I learned with music. Okay, that makes sense. And trying to talk to people and artists, interviews, and some stuff like that. Okay, I don't know if music would work for me. Do you know how people are just like, la? Like if Christina Aguilera, if I try to learn English from her, you'd never learn it because she has like all of those bravados and things, you know?
Yeah.
She just like drags out a word. And I would just think that's how you said it, which would be wrong. Dell says, you can't do that anymore. Oh. Kate, now you have to copy and paste people's names into search. It is stupid. That can't just click on people and go to them. Yeah, sometimes I think that the people that are in charge of building these websites don't actually use the websites they're building. Do you know what I mean?
It's very obvious.
Yeah. But it's such a bummer because I'm like always writing people's names down. I think it's harder because some people are just not going to get that energy together and then they kind of just forget about you or miss you, which is, it sucks. Okay. I heard that you can do the name and it will come up with the channel, but I don't know that for sure. Well, I mean, right now, as the person who's running this live stream, I can't like do anything. Like I would like Lauren, I know sometimes opens up her phone and comments in there because it's easier than doing it on here. Like I can't even add emojis or anything. It's like, and I mean, maybe that's not YouTube. Maybe that's just because it's StreamYard. I'm not sure, but it's a bummer. Like work with us.
Yeah, I'm currently typing, like I'm copying and pasting people's names in the comments into Google and I can't find some of you. So.
Well, some don't have an actual channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like there's some like Aaliyah did, but like 15 Aaliyahs popped up when I spelled it exactly how she spelled it. So I had to like go through and scroll and try to find her. And I did, which I'm grateful for. So no worries, Leah. But yeah, so that's what the struggle is. Cause sometimes like I remember like I just saw Diane. Hi, Diane Marie. When I did Diane Marie, I spelled it Diane Marie and I didn't realize that she had 2 E's. So the first time I tried to find her, I couldn't find her. I found like a bunch of Diane Maries, but not specifically her. So it's so helpful to be able to click on that thing. I live in Canada. French is the majority until you're about in the 7th grade. I think that's great that they incorporate that. You take Spanish here in the US, the majority of the US in junior high and high school. And I feel like it's too late. It's too late. Start in kindergarten. I mean, maybe in other like private schools they do, but not in my public school they do.
In Texas, they start in kindergarten.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, we pretty much have to.
Well, yeah, I can imagine too, because you guys have it. Well, we're like a tri-ethnic community. So we have Hispanics, natives, and whites here. And you would think that we would do like the native dialects or something. We don't. We learn a lot about Spanish culture and about native culture, but not the language, which I think is so weird.
Yeah. Then
you can drop it, which is what I did because having dyslexia is hard enough with one language, let alone 2. Oh, okay, well, that's understandable. Especially someone who's teaching you Spanish just doesn't understand what it's like to be dyslexic, or they don't go out of their way to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But you definitely have people here on the panel that understand the struggle is real with dyslexia with dyslexia. See, there you go.
With that thing.
Dyslexia.
With that condition.
Del says, yes, learning more than one language is difficult for people with dyslexia. I've heard this before. I imagine that it's easier to pick up if it's like oral as opposed to like having to read it, especially when you're younger, and that's when you start to learn how to read. That's when you learn that you're dyslexic for like the first time.
Yeah.
So
So
what was best for you, Hudson, when you were learning all of the languages?
auditory. So the other issue I had was that we didn't realize how bad my eyesight was in elementary school. So like when they put stuff on the board, I didn't really see it. So I was where am I going with this? Oh my gosh. So my mom, that's why I became homeschooled, because I had a hard time learning how to read and do everything. And my mom learned that by reading out loud to me, I was able to learn how to read and then write. And she was like, okay, you learned this really quickly when I did it, so let's just pull you out. And I didn't learn technically, officially how to read till I was 11, but I literally started being homeschooled in 6th grade. And then by the end of the year, I was reading like 19th century literature. So I think that's why I mainly do book on tapes and stuff, because that helps. I don't know if that makes sense. How about you, Lauren?
So, I mean, I could follow along pretty much, but what I would do is I just memorized kind of like the curve of different words, and I guessed until about middle school, and that's when I actually like learned to read for fun. But it took me forever, but I was smart enough to compensate. So like none of my teachers, because I was making good grades and I was good at writing, none of my teachers, like, they just said put your head down, because it was the 90s. They were just like, put your head down, you're fine. And it's just a headache. So that's what I went through. But speaking of languages, I know that before you hit puberty is the best time to learn a language, because your syntax and your brain for a language has not fully fused. So it is actually 4 times harder to learn a language as an adult as it is as a child, because of how your brain chemistry and brain development works.
Yeah.
Fun nerdy fact.
So Hudson, do you wear contacts or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, wait, I've never seen you wear glasses.
I wear them sometimes. The issue is that I've worn contacts for so long that it's kind of like my morning coffee now. If I don't put them in, then I feel so lazy. Even though I was wearing my glasses all day yesterday, but I just feel like I can't do anything in them.
Yeah. I can't, like, I wear contacts, like, I don't anymore, but I used to, but it slows down my reading and they would drive me crazy. So I couldn't handle it anymore. But Bree says, OMG at Dell, I just subscribed to your channel, but are you, does it say ace?
Asexual.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. I hope you don't mind me asking. Bree, I am openly and vocally ace. Oh, that's so cool. So I started watching Dell. I think I subscribed to her not even a whole week. And I'd always seen her. I saw her with Evie Redding. She had done a live stream with her. And I love Evie. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go check her out. And again, I totally spaced because I couldn't click on her. And then I found her again. And so I'm still catching up on Dell's channel. But she does a lot of really fun things. I want to know how you do all that graphic stuff, because it's cool. Oops, oh crap, I just lost everyone. Okay, there we go. Hi, so hi Diane Marie. I love you guys. Oh, that's so nice. We love you too. Oops, deleted it. Oh no, I'm the worst, but that's amazing. I'm ace too. Okay, so please help me out. What did you say ace was again?
Asexuality. So that's part of the like it's part of the gray spectrum.
Oh, okay.
You don't really have sexual attraction the way how someone with a typical sex drive would. Either none at all, or maybe you're on the demi scale where it's a little bit, or you have a little bit of one, but it's hard to explain, but yes.
So I just subscribed to Breeze and I watched a few of her videos. I haven't gotten to all of like them yet. I do know that there was one that she did for for Pride Week, where I think she talks about all that. So I need to watch that. But I did read a book. No, did I read a book? I watched this movie. Darn it, I can't think of it. Where they had like an asexual character, and I remember it was like a big thing in like the book community because they were excited that she was an asexual character. But then when they made the movie, they made it seem like she had been molested, and that's why she didn't want to have sex. Which I know pissed off a lot of people. It pissed me off too because I didn't realize that people just don't like, they don't have enough characters, representing them. So Brie, let me know if you're writing a character like that, because I think it's important. Okay. Like I went from not knowing anyone to finding tons of people, and it's so refreshing. My current work in progress is, and okay, so there you go. She answered it. Coming out story. That is so great. I want to read it because I need to learn more all of the time. Hi there. Okay, so this is someone new. I don't think I've ever seen them before. Anyone else? Okay, yeah, she says I'm new here. Keep reading, Sylvia. I'm enjoying watching you guys. Greetings from the Netherlands. Oh, that's so cool. Hi.
Hey.
So in the Netherlands, is it English? I'm totally naive about that.
I think it's Dutch.
Dutch?
Wait, well, I don't want to be rude. Hold on.
No, let us know because we're learning. Okay, so LOL Brie.
Yeah, Dutch.
I can't.
Dutch and English.
So wait, is this you speaking Dutch right now? Doll? Of course it is. I love it since I realized that that's what I am. I've also been, I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys want this on screen or not. I'm just totally interested. I know you guys are just like having conversation between you two, which is great. I love it. I'm reading. Yes, I want to read that story, Brie. I think it sounds great. And if you guys know of any other like books, because I totally went and looked for that book after I watched the movie. It was just like a random movie that was on late at night. And I'm always interested in books like that because why not? Same.
I don't want to be the sprint police, but we've been doing this for 20 minutes again.
Sorry, again, man. Lauren, okay. I love it. All right, so another 30 minutes since we are I'm so interested in everybody in the comments.
I know, and I love everyone's like participating in the chat and watching. It's awesome.
Yes, I know. You guys are probably not even talking at us, which is great. Talk amongst yourselves, please.
Yeah.
Bree and everyone else, feel free to answer questions on behalf of us about things because I'm slacking. Okay, so we can get started with another 30-minute sprint. Let me share my screen.
SK called me the sprint police. I am. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm still disappointed.
It's totally Lauren's job though, because I could just talk forever. It's what happens in my morning things. I'm like, where's Lauren? I need her to tell me. Get on it.
And then I'm in the comments like sprint.
Yes.
Okay,
why aren't you reset, Sylvia? I'm pushing start and it's on 0. Good Lord. All right.
Love it.
Good luck, y'all.
Good luck, everyone.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Okay, how did everyone do? Did I scare you?
Oh, God. I got so into it. I forgot. It sounded like you were behind me. And I was like, I'm going to die.
What did you do?
Oh, I did. I'm doing really well, but I went down a rabbit hole and I'm going too deep in a place I don't need to go too deep. So how about you?
Well, for a few minutes, I had like my boyfriend texted me some things, so I had to go look up some stuff he was looking for real quick. So that threw me off, but I ended up getting a little over 300 words. I got 312 words, but I had the struggle the other morning when I was doing a writing sprint. I got to the end of a chapter, and then I had to set up a new chapter. So that takes time, which is fine because that's all work on the book, but so it just means less words.
I want to come back to that. I want to know how you set up your chapters.
Well, like, because this is a murder mystery, each chapter has like some element that I have to kind of sneak in there, like who the killer might possibly be, if there is a killer, or if there's, multiple. So I'm just like, I gotta go back to my notes. Lauren, how did you do?
I did really well. I did 490.
Wow.
Which was not too bad. So I'm getting in the groove. I'm feeling it.
So a lot was going on in the chats. There was talks of Canada and how they have French there, like in kindergarten, all the way up until like junior high, I believe, is what they were saying. Izzy says, we were talking about asexual and how I watched this movie that was originally a book, and I, for the life of me, can't think of what it was called. It's about a woman who falls in love with a man, and she loves him. She just doesn't want to have sex, and she doesn't know how to tell him. And they get married, and he thinks like that she doesn't like him, and they end up breaking up like on a beach. Does that sound familiar, Hudson?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's with Saoirse Ronan, I think.
Okay. Well, now that I know her name, I might be able to Google it.
Yeah, hold on, let me find it because that book is on my reading list.
It's a really good movie. And she just tells him basically like, listen, you can have other people to sleep with. I love you. It doesn't matter. And she's lovely with his family, which is kind of a little nuts. What were you saying?
On Chesil Beach. On Chesil Beach.
On Chesil Beach, yes. Mm-hmm. And so there was a YouTuber I watched. Now that I'll have to Google it, and but there was a YouTuber I watched that was asexual, and so she was really upset because she had read the book and she knew that in the book the character was asexual, and she was very upset because in the movie they ended up making it seem like she had been molested, and that's why she didn't want to have sex, whereas she just didn't feel that way, and that's fine. So it was a beautiful movie, and I did write it down for my TBR list because I was like, what, I want to read the book the original way because it sounded so great. More Netherlands. I know she speaks Dutch. See, okay, now I know that they speak Dutch there. I'm just such a noob about these things. I was like, I don't know, English? Sylvia, good Lord. Trauma doesn't make people ace. That is right. You tell them, Izzy.
Go girl.
I think Izzy uses them, I believe. Pronouns. We speak Dutch. Okay, see, thank you. We also learn English at a very young age, and most Dutch people are very good at it. See, that's why I get confused, because you guys are speaking English, right? And I just assume like it has to be English because everyone seems to speak English, which I am grateful for because I am not a cool person who speaks any other languages. I just don't think my brain doesn't hold it. And because of the area I live in, if there's not like a huge community of people speaking that language, I'm just not going to learn it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Amara. Oh, okay. Yes. So Amara was asking Hudson about, homeschooling and how it worked out, because she's thinking about homeschooling the love bugs, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. I told her to DM me on Instagram because I have a lot to say that would just take up many live streams.
So, because it's homeschool, you get to do it at any time, or do you have to log in? Because when I did classes, I did a few online classes in college, and you have to sometimes log in at a certain time. That's why I ask.
I did not use the internet for me.
Oh, okay.
But my sister did. So like it's very you can choose internet or non-internet. The way how I did it was I actually made a video about the type I did, and we read books. Like we started at the beginning of time, and then we read books that are about or were written during that time until we made it to modern time. So when algebra was invented, we learned algebra. When they discovered what gravity was, we learned about gravity. So you learn with history.
Oh, okay. So Bree has left the title of a book that is Ace. So I'm writing that down.
I am too, actually.
Claire Todd. Yeah. Let's Talk About Love. Cool. I've never heard of that book either. New about romance. I really liked it. Okay. So I'm going to be checking that out. I've never heard of Tasha Hart's Told Story. Has an ace character. Okay.
Talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me. Sorry, I don't know why that song popped up in my head.
Because let's talk about, like, we need to know. Like, I haven't read that yet, Brie. Okay, so Doll is also like, okay, interested. The sprint police. Screams in the void. I should be writing. Yes, I know. Me too. Excited to be joining SK. Is it okay if I call you SK? I watched a few replays of previous writing sprints, but I just started to do some author branding, so it was under a different name. Oh, I see. Yes, we have been talking about how we can't click on people's little icons or it's just like a stressful time for me. SK. Welcome. Yes, I will write down and check out your channel as well, SK, because I can't click on anything. All right, people are subscribing to her channel. Nice. I love it when people find people. Welcome to the podcast. Yes. SK. Didn't get any writing done, but started to get some vlogging started. Oh, I love vloggers. I'm very interested in vlogging. I tried to do it a little bit at the beginning for this Camp Nano. I hated everything. And I was like, this is a pass. So this is what I decided to do. And if you're also not a vlogger, I have been recording myself with my iPhone every single day, makeup or not, and just saying what my experience was. So hopefully at the end of Nano, I can put together a video, not of that, but like just use that as a reference and be like, here's how I felt the first week. I think that works better for me because I'm just not going to get it together to vlog. I know Lauren does great vlogs. I mean, Hudson.
Yeah, no, I suck at vlogs. Like, don't come to me for that advice. Like, it's not good.
You guys are so good at sit-down videos. Like, I struggle with that because I feel like you guys are so concise. You barely have to jump cut, edit anything out. You just like, you say what you need to say. And I'm baffled by that.
I tried to vlog. I'm serious. I was like, you can do this. I believe in you. And everything, the camera angles look weird. I don't understand how people make those editing choices in the vlogs. Because I watched Diane. Marie has a really great one of vlogging too. And I'm like, how do you get all that together? I don't understand.
Yeah. Diane and Hudson are goals because I tried. I even like put weekly reading vlog in one of my videos. It was a lie. It was like a 1 week thing. I thought if I titled it weekly, then I'd be like, okay, I got to do this now. And then it was just...
The best tip I ever got for vlogging was if you find it boring, someone's going to find it entertaining. And you just have to think that way. Well, like, think about those cleaning vloggers. Like, would you go over to someone's house and watch them do the dishes? No, but for some reason, we're watching these people. Well, I am. Like, I don't know. Like, one of the things that I love watching, Diane and I were talking about this. I love watching people unboxing things, like opening up packages. And I love watching people make drinks. But those are two very mundane, boring things.
I like to watch people eat.
So you see, there you go. So you have to, like, when you make a vlog, think of, okay, what's a mundane, boring thing I like to watch? And then, because that creates a full story.
Stacy E says 57 words. Nice job. You were killing that. But I'm so torn between my scenes. I haven't been liking them. Historical elements aren't all clear for me, so it's very hard to write some of the scenes. LOL. That's when you just call it fiction. And you just, you kind of fib it a little bit. I don't know. Maybe you're writing historical fiction, and I don't know what that's like. I'm sorry. I don't have any advice on that.
Historical fiction, oh my gosh, that to me is incredible. Like, I can't do it, but oh my god.
And then like Dell says that I can make the comments bigger. I have no idea how to do that, but thank you for letting me know, because now I will try to figure it out. Because I'm at the library, not at home, and so lately I've been doing early morning sprints at home with my dual monitors, and now I'm like on a laptop, and it's just the worst. Yeah, Annalette, I understand that it might be difficult for people. We only speak Dutch in our own country, but since the Netherlands is so small, you don't hear Dutch very often if you aren't in the country. That's probably true. Full name is Stephanie. Okay, so Stephanie. Yes, I love that. See, you're part of that group of people who have the pen name, and I'm just going around calling people LR, and then I find out their name is actually Lauren.
I'm being called out here, people.
I understand. I don't vlog. See, Dell, I'm with you. And Doll, like, she doesn't need to. She does all these other awesome sit-down videos with all of the, like, I don't even know how to explain her channel, the videos I've watched. Like, there's all these computer graphics, and I'm like, how do you get that together? Because I don't know. I only vlog. I can't write scripts. Yeah. I want to write a script one day. I want to. I think that Amara is writing a script right now, actually. Is that true, Amara? Am I just lying about you? I don't know. Bree, my goal for the next sprint is to finish my current chapter. Then I only have 2 more and I'm done. Look at you. I am so far from done, Bree. It's not even funny. Mara, I have not been able to write anything yet, but so far, you guys are still cooler than Popeye. Oh, you were reading that earlier, right, Lauren?
Yeah.
I don't even have Popeye's chicken around me. I think the first time I ever tried it, we went to the city when I was like 19. I don't know. But Lauren lives in the city, so she probably eats at Popeye's. I don't know. It's a Southern thing. So is that like a Southern thing, or am I just a liar? I don't know.
It's just like a chicken thing. Like
we have a KFC around here because we're not like in the South, so I'd never even seen a Popeyes. The first time I heard about it was from that movie Little Nicky. I was like, "What is Popeye's chicken? Is a shit?"
No,
what does that mean?
it might actually be more of a Southern thing, because I know it's called, like, the full title of it is Popeye's Chicken and Biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's like more in like the Kentucky, Tennessee. Then you move down to the Georgia, Texas area. It's all like down here.
Turns out we have a Popeyes in California, but it's in like the Orange County, San Bernardino area, not like the Los Angeles area. I thought it was like an In-N-Out, where like only the West Coast has it and no one else.
Oh no, we have In-N-Out at Texas.
You have In-N-Out in Texas?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's terrible. I'm sorry. It's awful.
I think
it is the worst.
A lot of people like it is because it's 24 hours, right? Like that was before like everyone was open 24 hours. I think our McDonald's
like flavor, you'll like In-N-Out. Like if you don't,
I haven't In-N-Out in like a long time. But my favorite thing when I was younger was to get the Neapolitan shake.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it's mainly the secret menu. You got to order off the secret menu. You can't order off.
Dude, I love watching those when people go and they order off the secret menu at different places. Like, what is the secret menu thing? I never knew it was a thing.
Oh my God. Canyon did that with Arby's. He got the meat mountain. And it's like all the meats on top of each other. And I wasn't like with him for that. He did it during his lunch break, but he just called me. He was like, "Babe, why did I do this?"
Yeah, I don't like to mix my apples.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Amara says, now that I am working from home, I am vlogging more, but it's hard to make it interesting because I spent all my time in the same 5 feet of a room. LOL. That makes sense. Because, yeah, people do go outside, indoors, all over. And I'm like, I just don't have enough energy to get that together. And that's not like an old person thing. I mean, I think it's just like a Sylvia thing. I'm just like, no, I can either write or I can vlog. And I choose mostly watching Netflix.
Option C.
You know, I haven't, other than watching the documentary 13, I have not watched Netflix, I think, once in like the past like 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
And I just realized that. I don't know what happened, but lockdown, I cannot get into TV shows.
Yep. Stephanie says, I am learning so much. Me too. What is this?
Yeah,
those are probably the love bugs. Are the love bugs hitting things? It's so funny because I'm in a group with Amara and the love bugs were hitting stuff about their like baby app, you know, like the virtual baby. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's the love bugs updating you on the virtual baby. It was so funny. Oh, yes. I always, thank you for laughing, hopefully with me and not at me, but it's fine if you are. Aaliyah says, I do a sit-down video and a vlog per week for right now. How do you vlog, Aaliyah? I'm interested because I'm horrible. If you could find like I haven't found an easy way to vlog. It's just work, you know what I mean? And it's not work I feel like I'm willing to do right now.
I don't know. I feel like sit-down videos are harder.
Really?
That's why I'm so impressed by your guys's, because I feel so like a fish out of water. I don't know. I think everyone just has their own like comfort area.
Mm-hmm. Like some things come more naturally than others. And like vlogging is not a natural thing, so I'm not willing to give it time. I don't know. Izzy says, I finally named my new typewriter. Also, I am having such a hard time writing because I have no idea what is going on. Man, story of my life sometimes. I love In-N-Out. Okay, we have one vote for, Hudson's cousin, In-N-Out.
It's not terrible. It's just not good. Like, I don't know.
I do think so. When I've been to the South, there's definitely a lot more fat and flavor in the food. And at least Los Angeles, they have a chain restaurant that only sells salads. It's called Tender Greens. And like, I hate salads. I'm really sorry for people who like them. But like, that's their level of chain food. So In-N-Out feels like, oh yes, this is great.
Okay, Bree says never had In-N-Out nor Popeyes, but there is one about 30 minutes from me, LOL. So I love it when, like, I watch this one, I used to watch her. It's been a long time. I need to catch up on videos. But she lived in, like, upper New York. So she would go to Canada, and she'd eat all of the fast food chains that we have here in the U.S., but she would order, like, stuff that they don't sell in the US. So for example, I had a friend from Hawaii, and at their McDonald's, they have a lot of Spam and rice on their menu, which I think is interesting. It just depends on where you live.
Yeah, I hear in India they have like curry. They have like a McCurry.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Oh, so in England, Pizza Hut is fine dining. Like, one, it's super expensive and it's like a fancy like dining experience. Like here, I hate Pizza Hut. There, I'm like, oh, I'm fancy. This is delicious.
Eating it with a fork and stuff.
Yeah, they like serve it like that. It's crazy how like.
She's never had White Castle. I've only had the frozen kind because we also don't have White Castle around here. Like in the big city, they do, but I've never. They put onions on their little burgers, and I'm like, no.
White Castle's supposed to be like a California thing. Like, that's also a California chain, I think.
I don't know where it's from. I just remember, again, from movies, because they had Kumar and whatever.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, the White Castle movie. What, I got to go eat White Castle now. That's how they get me.
I lived in one of those, like, really boring families that I wasn't allowed to eat processed food as a kid. I was teased a lot for that. So I don't know a lot about fast food.
That makes, yeah.
But that's a good thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Because you're going to be healthy and you're going to live a lot longer than me. Because, girl, my parents were just like, here we go.
I once saw a reality show where someone was like, we only eat processed food because if it keeps food alive longer, then it's going to keep us alive longer too. And I was like, I don't know the science, but I love that saying.
I have enough preservative in me to last for a while. So like, I totally get it.
Stacy E says secret menu for Starbucks is great. I did it maybe twice or 3 times my whole life, but like I heard it can be difficult for baristas. So yeah, like that's just like the perfect reason to do it. It's like baristas, let's just test your skills today.
I used to love the cookies and cream at Starbucks. That was like my favorite drink on Starbucks.
So I didn't know that they had, well, obviously, I guess everyone has this. What does secret menu mean? It's just stuff they refuse to put on there. And why do they refuse to put it on the menu?
Well, it started with someone just being picky about their order, and then slowly it turns into like people knowing about it.
It's just like a pop culture / hipster, thing. You can go online and like look up the secret menus for different restaurants, and sometimes they'll know what you're talking about, and other times they're just like, no, we'll just I don't know, order off the menu.
That makes sense. So what would be funny is if one time, because we're all making more friends, we all, like after this coronavirus thing dies down a little bit more, we all go to Starbucks and do a little bit of a vlog and see what we order. Just like everyone across YouTube, AuthorTube, we should just like make that a thing and be like, because I don't drink coffee, so I'm interested in what I would order. I was like totally coffee shamed by a friend, and he was like, how come you've never gone there? And I was like, well, I went there, but I like get water because other people I go there. So maybe I should just try coffee. I don't know. Maybe I'll make that a vlog.
Well, I'm allergic to coffee, so I've never had it, but you can have frappuccinos without coffee.
See, I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't know what a frappuccino is.
Basically, it's a shake.
It's a milk thing.
Milk? Like, what's the one that has milk? I might like that one.
Like a milkshake, like in those old 60s, 50s films, and they're sharing the straw that was milk.
Is it cold or hot?
Yeah. No, it's cold. It's like ice cream, blended.
Oh, well, yeah, I would totally eat that then. Never had In-N-Out, but I'm in Chicago area. So see, I think maybe In-N-Out is just not everywhere. Because like I was mentioning one time that I went to New York, they don't have Sonic anywhere on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And so Jay had never tried Sonic before until he came here. And I know that probably started out in California because some places still have them like on skates, which I think is so cool and also dangerous.
Yeah, I remember my papa took me to, it was either an In-N-Out or a Sonic when I was a kid. And it still had the old like parking lots for the waitresses to come out on their skates, even though they didn't do it anymore, but whatever.
So we're definitely going to have to call that our last sprint. I'm so sorry that I talked so much and we only got 2 30-minute sprints in. I swear I'm better, but it'll be on somebody else's channel next week. And so was it Lauren?
I thought it was Hudson.
Oh no, I'm Saturday. I'm the next Sunday.
Okay, so Hudson.
Yeah.
So Hudson will be better about not talking as much, and we'll get more writing in. But I'm just finishing up the comments.
But Wednesday we have our writers table.
Oh yes, tell us what your you named your typewriter, because I am subscribed to Izzy also on YouTube and on Instagram. So I always see lovely pictures of the typewriter, and I believe that there's electronic ones as well as non-electronic ones. Have you seen my videos? Yes, I have another plug. And Chick-fil-A, never had that either. Okay, Bree, what are you eating? Are you just like home cooking? Because you should let me know some recipes. Because I feel like you don't.
I used to be obsessed with Taco Bell.
Oh, she does say McDonald's. I don't like McDonald's. I think that their hamburgers are disgusting. I'm sorry. I only tried Burger King, I think twice ever in my life. I mean, it's okay. It's kind of out of my way, so I don't go there. I'm okay with Taco Bell.
Taco Bell isn't like real Mexican food, but I was like obsessed with it in high school.
Yeah, as long as you go with the mentality that it's not real Mexican food, you're totally fine.
Yeah.
Bree says, I'm in Pennsylvania, so that could also be why. Oh, maybe they just don't have as many of those chains up there.
So, guys, y'all want to talk about what our writers' table is going to be about this week?
Yes, Lauren, why don't you do that while I'm getting through these real quick?
Well, I forgot the topic.
It's drafting.
It's drafting.
Drafting. Oh, okay, because on our personal thing it said humor. So I was like, is it humor or is it drafting? So yes, our writers table is going to be on the 15th, which is Wednesday of this week. We are going to be talking about drafting. We're going to be discussing how we draft, different types of ways to draft, and just kind of giving an overall view from our points of view of what drafting looks like and how many drafts we might do. We also are trying to open it up to where you can be in the comments telling us how you do it. It's going to be a big conversation. So if you like the parts here today where we just talked and laughed and read along with the chat, then you'll be in good company for Wednesday, because that's all we're going to do.
We're all only going to be chatting, no writing, but if you want to come and listen to us and write as well, you do you. Also, I believe it's going to be on my channel.
Yes.
And yeah, it's also the halfway point of Nanowrimo. And that's why we decided to have it on the 15th to do kind of a quick check-in on how everyone's doing, how everyone's feeling about fast drafting, because I personally am not a fast drafter. I've learned that. I tend to like to take more time and chew on things, which means that like my process is more lengthy of writing a book. I do like trying to write one in a month, but it's a little like overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. And then what's the time? I think it's 10 a.m. my time or 9 a.m. my time.
It'll be 10 your time, 11 my time, and then 12 Hudson's, which is Central Standard.
Lauren, 12. And then
yeah, for me it's 12. So I'm going to go ahead and put another link right here to our Facebook group, because that's what I do. I just obnoxiously plug our Facebook group.
I love it.
And what we do is on this group, we not only leave it open for open-ended questions, comments, getting to know each other, but we also share every time we have a stream, every time we have a writers group. We have a book club that we do once a month that we'll be doing towards the end of the month. And every week we have live streams. We put up notifications. We let you know when it's happening, so that way you don't have to keep a schedule. It's all there for you in one spot.
Yes. And Izzy says she named her typewriter, or Izzy says that the typewriter's name is Hamilton. Sorry, I'm trying to work on my
Aww, I love that.
Pronouns, excuse me. That's so cool. I'm excited about Hamilton because I've heard that it's coming out on Disney, right?
It is out, yeah.
It is out. So I haven't seen it. I need to take a moment to do that because it's going to be beautiful, right? So many people talk about it.
There's a lot of controversy about it.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to watch it before our next table so we can talk about it.
She's like, good.
Yes, I love controversy. I'm here for it.
Sylvia just wants to fight people. That's all it is, y'all.
I like a good conversation. I like a good sparring partner.
No, I know you do. It's great.
Good stuff. But like, you have to be careful because at the end of the day, I wipe that clean and I'm not offended by it. But then some people are offended and they don't wipe it clean. I'm like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, I really like debates and discussions. And whenever Henry gets home from work, he's like, well, home, comes into the other room now because of lockdown. He's like, so how's your day? And I just start a discussion. He's like, okay, can you just like not discuss anything? Like, can we just like have shallow conversation? I'm like, no.
Leah says, I just hold my tripod and find some good lighting. Okay, so here's the thing about that. Hudson doesn't have an issue because she's wearing contacts. But even right now, lovely Lauren, I can see her screen in her glasses. And that's the other struggle I had about trying to find a place to vlog and stuff, because the light just comes in through the house and I'm like, oh, you can't see anything. And I look crazy without glasses on. I think it's become part of my face. So I
know, like me too. Like I feel weird right now.
You see, but the glasses glare as a viewer doesn't bother me because that's just a part of life. You know, you can't help that. So
her uncle lives in California and Crave. Yes. I don't know what people do when you can't get food that you really like. Like when I was in New York, it didn't matter because they had better food there and they had like carts and all kinds of stuff. So I didn't miss any of my home like cooking food. I didn't even care. I was just like in heaven. Although when Jake came here, it was the opposite because he could just order out all the time in New York because he's from Brooklyn. And he was just like, where's all of the pizza? This is not pizza. I'm like, I'm sorry. All we have is pizza and Domino's because we live in a rural area. Dell says, in Hungary, all the fast food stuff is very Americanized. I can imagine. I am so sorry No, I mean, I'm so sorry.
Just gonna apologize on behalf of all Americans.
I feel
love
like
street
our
food.
culture's food. Like,
Yeah, I don't know how all this got to food. I'm sorry if I made you guys hungry. I haven't had lunch yet, so I'm starving.
food is my favorite topic, so I'm good with this.
Okay, Stephanie says, I think in the South they have crystals, which is similar, but definitely not like White Castles. So they have crystals, Lauren? Where crystals?
Huh?
Crystals? She says they have something called crystals. Oh, maybe it's spelled with a K. Oops.
Oh, I haven't seen those. I've seen a Checkers. Checkers is the bomb. Checkers will bring you closer to God because it will raise your cholesterol. It's so good, but it's like the grease like goes through the bag, and it's just like you can only have it once a year. It's that one meal, but it's everything.
Okay, so like Aaliyah has never been to Starbucks either. So see, we can make that video together, girl, and we can just be like, this is my first Starbucks. I think people would watch that. Like, what is a coffee drinker drink at Starbucks? I would want to know. I'm gonna have to go Google that. I'll probably already find 100 videos on that. IDK, what's a frappuccino? Me, what? How are you alive? I'm so sorry, doll. So see, you're gonna enjoy that video when I make it as well, because maybe that'll be the first thing I buy. Maybe I'll just get $100 gift card and go like 5 times. I don't know. I feel like coffee is really expensive, and get 5 different things and see which one I like the most. Bree says, I'm on the East Coast and we have Sonics around here. Oh, okay, cool. So like in New York, they just didn't. But New York, especially the city, sometimes is pretty big about not bringing in franchises. Like we couldn't find a Walmart anywhere around there. But McDonald's, for whatever reason, is on every block, which is probably why they don't have Sonic and other things, because McDonald's probably fights to keep them out, which is gross. Yes. Okay. Well, there's still more comments. I'm sorry. I'll try to answer them off camera, but we all have to go. This was great. I love that you guys like chatty videos and wanted to hang out. So definitely try to join us for the 15th, because that's a complete chatty video and you can just talk as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So thanks for being here. All of our information is down below, so make sure that you subscribe and don't forget to like this video. That's how other people find us. I forget to tell people to like all of the time. I've started to learn because people keep saying it, so I'm liking everybody else's videos. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys. Mwah.